Alright, let's go.
Hi guys, and welcome to
It's a Match. Today I've got something very special planned for you guys and for you as well, my darling. I'm gonna show you how you win her heart with self-made pasta.
First time I have ever had handmade pasta was when you made it for me, baby, and I just can't get over it. It is so good, it is such a difference. I don't ever want to have regular pasta again.
That's what she said. Well, I thank you for that, baby. Guys, if you want to redefine love, if you want to have your significant other grow up like this, alright, and stay tuned, we're gonna make some delicious handmade pasta and we're going to top it off with some sublime truffle sauce.
I guess that means I'm the receiving part in this video, right?
Like always.
What does that mean, like always? That's not funny. I give you all of my heart. This recipe is something you want to have to make your crush or your love just, you know, why are you laughing at me?
Just get out of here!
I mean it!
I'm gonna start with a huge portion
of love.
So guys, what do we actually need for the pasta dough to make that beautiful, delicate truffle pasta work? First of all, you need 250 grams of flour. All-purpose flour is all you need. For you Americans out there, that's approximately 2 cups. Then we need 2 whole eggs, an additional 6 egg yolks. Beating the eggs beforehand makes it easier to incorporate them into our flour afterwards. Then to make the dough softer, you're just gonna take a tablespoon of olive oil and then just a pinch of salt. That's it. Then we're gonna pour our flour onto our working plate or table, and then we're gonna create a fairly big hole to fit the eggs inside. And I'll tell you now why. So afterwards you pour the eggs in your flour hole, alright? Make sure that the walls are high enough so that there won't be any breach. And then we slowly incorporate the flour into the eggs and make them work together. You don't want to incorporate too much flour into the eggs at once, otherwise it gets too lumpy. If there happens to be a breach, don't worry. Most important thing is not to panic. Go into your Zen mode, and then we're going to start working with our hands. So as eggs don't have a normal size, it obviously can be the case that your dough ends up being too sticky, or the other case, it being just too dry. So in either case, easy solution. Number 1, the dough is too sticky, you just add a bit of flour and keep working it. Number 2, the dough is too dry, and in that case, you just use another egg yolk and incorporate it into your dough. Alright guys, once your ingredients are one, you just keep working the dough. You gotta work the gluten, alright? You gotta just work it, break it up. So what we're gonna do is, you're gonna lift up the dough, you're gonna turn it a quarter to your side, and then you're gonna just roll it to the front. You don't wanna push into it too much, you don't wanna destroy the dough, you just wanna work the gluten, that's all you wanna do. And you're gonna do that for approximately 10 to 12 minutes. Baby, do you just wanna enjoy the pasta or wanna have a full-on experience with me?
Just want to enjoy the pasta.
Come on.
Of course I want to.
Play hard, work hard. That's the saying, isn't it?
No, let me do it.
Alright, I'm going to show you how you do it.
I only did this once before, but I wasn't good enough.
So, you take the left hand here, hold it, quarter turn to you, and then you just roll it.
Lift it up, quarter turn, roll. Lift it up, quarter turn,
but
roll.
not just roll, not just roll.
No?
Not just roll. So you lift it up, you twist that up, and then you roll that onto the outer part of the dough. Do that for me, please.
This is like the perfect learning method.
Concentrate more on actually working.
I'm a little bit distracted here.
Alright. Yes. Go, girl. Work hard. Play hard. Beautiful.
And we're rolling. Rolling.
Alright.
Rolling.
Before she starts to get crazy, I'm going to show you a different method that you guys can incorporate as well if you get bored in between, which a lot of people I've seen call it the heart method. So you just roll it this way, back, and this way, back. Because it's like formed like a heart. Exactly.
I love that.
Boom, 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 boom. Exactly. Go, girl.
Okay. Boom. Boom.
Yeah.
I like that method. It's more fun.
Is it?
Yeah. It's easier too because you get to switch hands. So you don't have to work with one hand for too long. The other one is the better workout, I'd say. This one, easier.
Yeah, this one is more equally distributed.
Yeah, and I feel that there's more love in this one.
Why? Coming from behind?
This is that as well, but no, because it's a heart shape.
Alright, perfect. Then let me work it now.
I'm gonna have a break again?
Yeah. Enjoy. Alright, so we're gonna work the dough for 10 to 12 minutes, and I'm gonna show you when you know that the dough is actually ready. So, your dough is finished after 10 to 12 minutes, but how can you actually be 100% sure? Well, you just poke it. As simple as that. You just poke it, and when it just bounces back, you know that it's finished. You see those holes just coming up again? That's literally it. So now we're gonna let our dough rest in cling film for half an hour to an hour. So 30 minutes later, the dough has rested, and you can tell because it's way more relaxed now. So we can actually work with it. The gluten won't spring back to you when you roll it out. So let's get to it. First of all, we're gonna unwrap it. And then afterwards, we're gonna have to obviously slice it into pieces. To roll out this whole piece, well, the whole table won't be big enough for that. So we're gonna take one piece at a time, and the other pieces that you don't work on, you're gonna put back in the cling film so they don't get dry, so you can work with them properly afterwards. For successfully rolling out our pasta dough, we need two things. Number one, our rolling pin to roll it, and of course, some flour, so we can actually make sure that the pasta dough doesn't get sticky in that process. When rolling out the pasta beforehand, you should already form it with your hand in a rectangular form, so we can actually roll it out in that direction more easily. So once you've found some sort of rectangular form, doesn't have to be perfect, you take a bit of flour, put it on the table, put your dough on there, rub it in, and then we're gonna start rolling to the front, back, front, back, make it a bit longer, turn it, the other side as well, get a bit thinner, turn it around, same here, and then we're gonna turn one side and then just overlap it with the other side. So now we have linear guidelines to roll out our pasta dough. And then we just keep rolling. In order to make it in a beautiful long rectangular form, which we need for our pasta, you really have to put on some pressure and just stretch it in both lengths. And go slow, don't rush. And always make sure to have flour at hand, because you just want to avoid those wrinkles and rips in the dough. always make sure to turn the pasta dough when you roll it. Always turn it so you can see, oh, it doesn't stick to the table. Don't use too much flour, because otherwise your pasta dough will dry out and will significantly change the taste of your pasta. So make sure to roll it out to both sides. So first of all, you have some width, but more importantly, have that length for your pasta. In our case, it's going to be tagliatelle, so we need some length to them. And finally, when rolling out the pasta dough, in the end, you have to make sure it's thin enough. It has to be thinner than you actually think. Because you have to realize, once you put your pasta, or in our case, tagliatelle, in the boiling hot water, it will automatically swell and expand. Can you see my hand through it?
Yes.
Perfect. So once you have the pasta rolled out in that rectangular long form, we're gonna cut it. So first of all, we're gonna cut the edges off. And now it's really important to add flour to our dough, as we're gonna roll it together and cut it into pieces. So first of all, we're gonna fold each half inside. Then we're gonna put some more flour on the outside here. Fold it again, boom, boom. More flour onto it, fold it again, fold it again. And now we're gonna cut off the edges again, making sure that each piece of our tagliatelle will be perfect in form, but they don't have to. The fact that they are not as perfect just makes them truly unique. And now off to our fun part, which is cutting tagliatelle. So we're gonna make sure it's not too thick and too thin. I think that's a good size. Perfect. And then afterwards, just take your fingers through them and voila, you just got yourself your self-made, homemade, handmade, whatever you want to call it, tagliatelle. So now it's important to loosen them up and make sure that there is enough flour in them so they don't stick together, because we're going to work on more dough now. And the same thing again for how much pasta you actually want. It's really up to you.
As soon as the pasta is finished, you're going to get a large sauté pan on medium heat. Add in a few cubes of butter along with some minced garlic. In order to sweat them out, and depending on how caramelized you want the garlic to be, you cook it until it reaches your desired look. In our case, we want the garlic to get some more crunchy, rustic flavor to add another dimension to the other ingredients that follow. After that, you're going to add some white wine and cook that for another minute so that the alcohol cooks out. Next, you can add in the cream. And then you get to shave in a generous amount of parmesan to just lightly thicken the sauce. And now it's time for the main star, the truffle. In our case, some delicate pâté di tartufi. It's finely ground truffle with some olive oil that intensifies the truffle flavor. The link to it is in the description box below. And we're gonna finish it all off with a beautiful shaving of black summer truffle. And that will be the final flavoring for this. Just make sure to turn off the heat after the sauce is done. Next, you're gonna make sure you have a good sized pot of hot boiling water rolling, and then you are good to add in the pasta. Just make sure you give it a few good stirs so that nothing sticks together. And just as a reminder, fresh pasta cooks 10 to 12 times faster than dried pasta. So once it's finished, slightly strain it and quickly transfer it to the pan in order to soak up all that truffle creaminess of the sauce. And here we go. Now just place it nicely on a plate. Shave some more truffle on the pasta for the looks, especially when you know that the person you make it for is infatuated by everything truffle.
So, initial reaction from 1 to 10.
10. 10. 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10.
It's done and dusted. I told you.
If
Get
anything
yourself...
is a 10 out of 10, this is it. It's amazing. Baby got it right.
You know, now I would come across as an arrogant
You
brink.
shouldn't compliment yourself, but in this case you actually can. Look at that, guys. Just look at that delicious bite. It's just perfection. That's what it is. Both the pasta itself and the sauce.
Well, I'm
cooked
genuinely happy
to
you like it.
perfection. You know when you think you can't love a person more? You just prove me wrong every single day. I love you, baby. Mwah.
I think that's a bit too cheesy now.
No.
I appreciate it.
Who does that? Who takes the time and the effort to make pasta from scratch? The time and effort and energy that went into this pasta, you can taste it with every bite.
And that's what it's all about, guys. It's about the time and effort you put into it. That's what's highly appreciated. Not a lot of people make handmade pasta.
Not even a restaurant.
And neither do restaurants, really.
Yeah. You know, I mean, the thing is, you can still make your own pasta dough and then just use a machine. It won't be the same. It won't taste the same. The texture, the shape of the noodles will just be different.
So it's something really special. You can make somebody really glow up, feel appreciated. They will realize that that is a whole lot of work. And if they think, hey, I mean, come on, I could do that too.
Everybody can do that. I mean, that's
Then you
the
just
thing.
show them our video.
Yeah, it does take practice. It's not super easy, but you know, if you get the hang of it, everybody can do that.
I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. If you like such video, then give this video a thumbs up.
I give it a thumbs up.
Subscribe. And
I'm subscribed. So thank you, baby, again. I feel like the luckiest girl on
You're welcome.
earth. And I hope you've enjoyed the video and Max's pasta recipe as much as I did.
If you like these videos, then let us know in the comment section below so we can make more content like that for you guys.
We have more recipes up our sleeves and we would love to share them with you.
100%. But for now, I'm gonna take my lady off screen. I hope you understand. And much luck with that pasta.
He does it again.